Jehovah's Witnesses will often claim they're the happiest people on earth, that they have the best life ever. And they do seem happy. Friendly smiles, well-dressed, warm and welcoming. In fact, many people joined the religion for this exact reason. And if you were born in the JW org, you likely presented as the perfect child, well-behaved, well-spoken, well-dressed, polite to elders and wearing a big friendly smile. But you'd also likely know it was not of your own free will and was done regardless of your true feelings. Even if you were miserable, even if you were dying inside, you were directed to put on a happy face and speak only positively of the religion. And the cruel irony is that so often the JW org itself was the very source of that misery. It's like a mother feeding her son food that he's allergic to, and when he tells her that it's making him sick, she responds, "What's really making you sick is your attitude towards the food. If you had the proper attitude, the food would be making you better." He's learnt that his feelings are disobedience, that his pain is a sign of unfaithfulness, and worst of all, that he should feel guilty for not feeling well. If you were born in the JW org, you knew exactly what was expected from you without being asked or told. And you knew what the reaction would have been if, for example, on a meeting night you had said, "Oh no, not another meeting, I want to stay home." Or if you said, "I wish I could go to Michael's birthday, they're not going to do anything bad, they're just going bowling." You would never say those things because you knew how it would be taken. It would be as though you had said, "I want to disappoint Jehovah and turn my back on the truth and be like worldly people and get destroyed in Armageddon." This is literally how they interpret any complaints or disagreements with the JW org's rules. But there's another reason why you might not have complained. You might not have even felt like you were missing out or restricted or exhausted or isolated. Why? Well, partly because that was the norm you grew up in. But also, you were taught that it was evil to have those feelings. So you learnt to suppress them, to bottle them up, dismiss them, and shame yourself for even having them. You didn't think, "Oh no, there's another meeting tonight," because there was always another meeting. You didn't think, "Gee, I wish I was allowed to go to that birthday," because you were never allowed to go to anything. In the JW org, your personal feelings are irrelevant. There is a meeting tonight, you have to go, and you will be happy to go. Your friend's having a birthday party, you will not go, and you will be happy not to go. Again, your opinions and feelings are totally irrelevant, which can leave you later in life asking, what do I even think? What do I actually feel? Who am I when I'm not being told what to be? Or another question, who would you or could you have been had you not been born in the JW org? Had your thoughts and emotions not been shaped and suppressed by this novelty cult operating out of New York City? That's a tough question. Instead of learning how to identify and regulate normal human emotions, these emotions were demonized. You shouldn't feel exhaustion after a meeting, you should feel spiritually refreshed. You shouldn't feel anxious to knock on strangers' doors, you should preach with joy and conviction. And when you are denied, restricted, isolated, regimented, not allowed to do anything, you should thank Jehovah and the organization for your spiritual protection. You had to show gratitude for your suffering because discomfort was a blessing. But as hard as the JW org might fight against it, its members are only human, with all the same flaws and weaknesses that so-called worldly people have. You can't just command someone to be happy. You can't just outlaw normal human emotions. All you can do is force people to hide them, to lie to themselves and others. And so those who leave the JW org might find that they struggle with processing their emotions because their usual method was to suppress them. After leaving, they might find themselves overwhelmed with negative emotions. The religion would point to this as proof that leaving only results in misery and destruction, when in truth, those emotions are the beginning of healing from a life trapped in the JW org. Leaving doesn't condemn you to a life of misery. It frees you to a life of authenticity where you don't have to feel guilt for having negative emotions. You can acknowledge these emotions and take steps to deal with them, to improve and grow as a person. And the joy you do feel will not be demanded by a controlling cult. Your smile will be genuine and honest. Your happiness will be yours, not theirs. And that's worth infinitely more.